Okay, so obviously it's been a couple of weeks since the whole vshojo thing kind of happened, and it seems like obviously a lot of people have been affected by this in different ways. Many VTubers obviously, just gearing up and just kind of doing what they were doing from the start and just continuing to stream and being in a pretty alright space. But obviously some of them, obviously to be expected, are struggling, including Zentreya. Well, at least it seems like. Obviously, a lot of people are very concerned, and a lot of, VTuber fans, a lot of Zentreya fans are concerned about, exactly how she's doing, especially after a lot of this stuff has come out, and also due to a potential falling out between her and another VTuber as well. Now, obviously, a lot of what kind of like caused a lot of this was some of the tweets that they've been putting up, including like "Life is funny sometimes." Again, there's been a lot of, very sad tweets. Obviously that's to be expected. I mean, there's a lot of sad stuff going on, but also as well, she says, I guess we do stuff or something, probably just gonna drink today, lol. So again, a lot of people were concerned about maybe some kind of drinking thing. Now, I think it is a little bit too far to go and say that, she's got some kind of drinking problem just because she did one stream drinking. I mean, let's be real. I think everybody has done that once. I don't think I would consider them to be, kind of drowning a lot of their sorrows in, alcohol. Again, a lot of people have been pointing it towards that, but I just don't think, it's something that we can really go off unless there's been like a repeated pattern of this happening. Now, obviously, there's been a whole tweets and, Reddit posts and stuff. For example, them saying about Zen, that said, I'm gonna be real and admit I don't really know why I'm posting this other than out of emotion, since I'm really concerned about Zen. After learning about some of the stuff that actually went down in Zen's now deleted stream yesterday, if you don't know, she got hyper drunk and was extremely depressed, to put it lightly. Now, this is something that I didn't know about. So obviously, I'm guessing they're talking about this stream here where she said that she was going to drink. And yeah, obviously said, it seems like my fears and concerns about Zen's mental health, or mental state, sorry, these past few days were unfortunately spot on. I was hoping that I may have been simply projecting and giving my own history with depression, but it really does seem like Zen has indeed been caught in a full-blown depression spiral, or at least what I call it. If there's actually a medical term and I'm misusing it, feel free to correct me, but otherwise that's what I'm going to refer to from here on out. Going to try not to ramble too much, and I do apologize for trauma dumping, as I do not want to make this all about myself, and instead just want to use my own history with the subject to talk about what seems to me to be going on with Zen right now. What I call a depression spiral is the point in a massive depression where you hit a point where the depression and self-loathing gets so bad that your own toxic thoughts begin compounding on top of one another, and it becomes a sort of Ouroboros, where each negative thought feeds into the next one, creating things to rapidly spiral out of control. Now, obviously, yeah, I mean, again, I don't really want to, speculate on, mental state of VTubers. I think is a little bit weird and obviously a little bit parasocial. But I do think, obviously it's nice that her fans are concerned for her in some way, because obviously that stream didn't look very good. Getting drunk on stream and, obviously talking about some pretty depressing things over on stream. I mean, yeah, obviously that is a cause for concern. They said, I really am seriously worried for her now, though. Apparently some people in chat will keep bringing up people that clearly kept making it worse. I can only guess who, and I hope like hell more people learn to read the goddamn room next time. So apparently a lot of people were in the chat, obviously, putting in names and putting in, different kind of situations to kind of put her down that thought path. Obviously, I don't think they were being like malicious or anything. It was just a lot of people, still kind of wanting to know more about the whole situation and wanting to know more about certain people in the situation. That obviously it does kind of cause a pretty bad time for someone like Zen, who doesn't, clearly it makes the situation worse the more that she thinks and talks about it. Obviously people just saying, it's heartbreaking to see or hear about this. I just really hope she'll be okay. I feel like I'm doing a far, far worse job at wording my thoughts and feelings here than I intended. It's just supposed to see someone going through this. And obviously, yeah, people are saying, I understand what you mean, but let's not apply mental health issues to someone unless they can specifically state it and has been properly diagnosed with it. Applying such things to someone can have a bad effect on the person, which obviously is 100% true. I see people having rough times in their lives and they feel down for a bit does not mean they're depressed, especially not to the point of consideration, that stuff. Again, if they even went into that, I think that's a little bit crazy. I don't think you should really speculate anything behind that. But again, obviously, saying getting completely hammered on stream is, of course, not the best way to deal with it and should be monitored and discouraged, but it is a normal coping mechanism. I do agree that she might need to take a break of streaming the internet in general, as those things can have a further negative effect on her mental state, which obviously, yeah, I think, you know, a lot of people trying to pin a lot of like mental state illnesses or whatever to VTubers and to Zen. I don't think that's the correct thing to do. Obviously, she's going through a pretty tough time at the moment, and obviously that's, you know, the case with literally anybody. You know, it does happen. And again, I don't think that is a cause to be like, okay, she has this and she has that. No, that is not, you know, obviously it is just a pretty isolated incident so far, as much as we know, because again, obviously, you know, we don't know anything about Zen. No one knows anything about Zen personally and what she's going through, even in her own life. So again, I think it is a little bit weird to kind of speculate behind that, but obviously there's a lot of concern for it, and obviously people over on Twitter as well have been making posts saying like, hey, I've been struggling with this kind of stuff as well, and you know, trying to kind of cheer her up and things. But again, I think it is nice that they are obviously leaving a lot of supportive messages, and I think that is the main thing I kind of wanted to take away from this video, is that obviously a lot of people have been, you know, leaving a lot of kind of positive comments for her and just trying to you know, cheer her up a little bit, because again, it is a pretty tough time. Obviously, you know, places like vshojo have actually been making like ASMR videos and things, so you can donate to the ironmouse charity, because again, obviously that stuff is all still going on. And again, it just sucks to see that, you know, it's affected someone so badly. But also, another kind of thing which could have kind of affected this situation a bit further is a potential falling out between her and Ariel. They say, I've noticed today Ari and Zen no longer follow each other on Twitter. I'm an avid viewer of Ari, and I noticed a few things that led me to believe there may be bad blood there. And obviously, you know, that's just their speculation there. But again, we do have a screenshot here from the Discord saying, everyone, this will be a rough read. Due to personal differences and discussions, me and Ariel will be going our separate ways. I wish her the best, and if you would like to continue to support her, please do so. Please be respectful in the world of content creation. This is normal. People go different ways, and I trust you all not to go into other businesses as well. I am sorry if this is not what you want to hear, but this is how, sadly, how life goes. I've never had to make an announcement like this, but I would also not want to make it any more weirder for anyone. Which obviously, yeah, it's very interesting. And obviously a lot of people were sad about that. But again, we also have another follow-up tweet as well saying, I've been told by a mutual to take it slow and reel it back in. I take fault as I jump the gun with my emotions. I'm a very emotional person who tends just to jump at times. So apologies, please don't worry about this anymore. In the meantime, please be respectful though of all parties. Again, I'm sorry about that. So again, obviously this just feels like a whole you know, combination of things that is going on with Zen in her personal life and things like that, which obviously, you know, we don't want to delve into, but it does seem like she is struggling at the moment. So if you do see any posts that are pretty concerning and things, obviously, you know, you can show your support and whatever, but you know, just understand that, you know, she is going, it does seem like she's going through a pretty hard time at the moment. She even mentions it over on her Twitter as well, saying like, it's been a very hard year, but I'm trying to not let it get to me and stuff like that. It's been scary. So again, you know, she's definitely acknowledged the fact that, you know, there has been a pretty tough time for her. And obviously it just sucks to see that, you know, she's been so deeply affected by a lot of this stuff, because again, it is a very concerning thing, you know, for a lot of people, because, you know, there's many VTubers who obviously have been a part of this and have dealt with it pretty well, but obviously people deal with things in different ways, and obviously Zen has taken this pretty you know, negatively, well, not negatively, but you know, hasn't taken this in the best way, and obviously, yeah, it's now caused what we have seen now. But obviously, hopefully she can get better soon, and she can, you know, hopefully find some ways to kind of get back into the old loop of things and just try to, you know, I don't want to say like cheer up a bit, but, you know, just be a little bit, you know, happy in general, try to find some positive things to do to move forwards, because again, obviously, now the vshojo is over, everyone needs to find their new place in the kind of space, and their new place is an indie VTuber, and hopefully, you know, Zen can be a part of that, and everyone can be a part of that, that was a part of vshojo, because again, it is a pretty, you know, tricky situation, as the most simplified down version I could really say. But yeah, that's essentially all I got for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Obviously, I just want to keep you guys up to date with what was going on, because I was seeing a little reverberations of this stuff, and again, I don't want that to be like any misinformation, because I've seen a lot of people trying to say like, oh, you know, it's a whole thing of you know, mental health, and she's got this mental health thing and that, when that's not the case. You know, she's obviously going through a tough time, and maybe there is something like that, but again, there's nothing, you know, she hasn't said anything, they haven't said you know, they've got anything. So again, I think it's just kind of pointless to speculate that, and just kind of go with she's going through a pretty tough time at the moment, and just to be aware about that during streams, during any interactions and stuff on Twitter and whatever. yeah, that's about all I got for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.